Hawick, nil, Gala 14. With me is the Gala scrum half, George Graham. Well, George, the Gala bandwagon continues. Another victory. You must be happy with that this afternoon.
Very happy, yeah. I mean, we keep plodding along, and I'm sure it'll stand in good stead for every week that we come against. We're coming in every game with a lot of confidence. Just came up, and we're just not feared of anyone, to be honest, and that's the way we want to play every week in, week out.
What's been the key to the success so far for Gala? Because you always knew the form book goes out the window when you play a border derby, but you just had that enough in defence this afternoon just to keep Hawick out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just one of them things that somebody asked us last week, 2 weeks ago, who's your main players, and I was like, well, to be honest, we're just playing as a team. We're staying strong. We've got a good defence. We trust our defence, and it worked today again. Keeping teams out week in, week out. I think we've got one of the best defences in the league, which I'm a bit proud of.
No, obviously second in the league at the moment. I'm just hearing the latest score up at Mayfield. They're still playing as Dundee 17, Melrose 13, so a tight one there. So you're still hanging on the coattails of Melrose.
Still, we want to chase them all the way. I mean, if it ends up like that with the last game of the season and it's Melrose Gala, I mean, we'll take it by the grass with the neck, and we'll just keep battling on. I mean, we go out there to win every game, and that's what we're doing at the minute. So we'll just keep rolling on.
I mean, what can you take from that performance this afternoon? It was a very dogged performance from Gala.
It was, yeah. I mean, the defence stood strong again. It's week in, week out. We're keeping our defence strong. There's not many tries past us. The things we can take out is, well, there's not a lot, to be honest. I mean, we kept our cool when we've got a pin back in the 5 metre line. We've kept them out, and I suppose that's the biggest thing we can take out of the defence, that we nilled them.
Yeah, and of course, your coach George Graham on the touchline, we could hear him barking orders, at the forwards. He wasn't happy in the first half.
You get used to that every week.
Well, I suppose that's it does. But no, so obviously next week you've got Stirling County to come. You're not going to be complacent. I know Stirling County in the lower echelons of Premier 1. You just want to keep this continue winning run.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, we're not getting ahead of ourselves. We're going to every game the same. We just came up. We are the underdogs in most of the games because we have just came up, but we're proving everybody wrong, and I think we've got a good bunch of lads that stick in week out, and we're just putting in the performances that are winning us the games, and that's all we can do, basically.
Yeah, and of course injuries as well. Not too many injuries picked up today.
No, I don't think it was any. There's maybe 1 or 2 niggles, but nothing major that's going to keep anybody out for next week, which is good. We've been quite lucky this year for injuries, touch wood. Hopefully it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And then we'll just keep battling on as we do.
Yeah, well played today, George, and enjoy your night tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much to the Gala scrum half, George Graham. Now I'm going to bring in the Hawick skipper, Bruce McNeil, who's just obviously got a bit of ice there. Obviously he'll be involved with the South on Tuesday. Well, Bruce, I'll tell you what, it's match number 6, still trying to get that elusive victory. I mean, you're the captain. I know there's a lot on your shoulders, Bruce. What can you say to that today?
It doesn't sound too good when you say it like that. No, I mean, it's a Hawick Gala. I mean, we knew that anything could have happened today, and we trained well. And believe it or not, the mood in the camp is pretty good. We're training well. It just seems to be the last kind of play that's letting us down, or maybe composure when we get into their 22, and silly mistakes like giving penalties away when we're really under no pressure. It just eases the pressure off the team that we're attacking, and it puts the pressure back onto us. So they're all things that can be worked on. It's just down to hard work and discipline, and at the end of the day, we're always looking to improve in that, and we've got to be positive. I mean, we know now we're in the dogfight the second half of the season, and we'll look forward to that. I mean, it's when Hawick play the best rugby when the backs are against the wall and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, it's down in that, but all we can do is get back to training Tuesday or Monday this week and start again and look to rebuild against Melrose next Saturday.
No, you threw everything in the kitchen sink at that Gala line. You can tell why they're at the top of the tree in Premier 1. I mean, that dogged defence, you just couldn't break them. Yeah,
all credit to them. I mean, we done our best. We never got a point out of it. Gala, they're playing well, they're well drilled in that, but I mean that's what Premier 1's all about. It's every team at this level now, they've got a great defence, and they're pretty clinical, so we've just maybe got to play a bit of catch up there and get a bit more streetwise.
Have you ever been on a streak like this before? Is this testing you as a player and a captain? Bruce, obviously, it's I think 7 games in now, just that one draw. It's not a great run to be on.
No, it's a terrible run to be on, and I've never been in this situation before, but it's something that as I said, if anybody can turn it around, it boils down at this club, the players and the committee, and that the commitment down here, it's phenomenal for for having lost the games, and I mean, by all accounts, the games that we have lost, we've took a lot of positives out. I know it's a win, and you need to win in this league, but you've got to take the positives. In the first 3 games we lost by less than 3 points, which, you know, I mean, that's, you don't get much confidence out of that. If we'd won the 3 games, you never know what could happen, but we are where we are, and that's, we've got to deal with that, and I'm sure that the boys will relish the challenge when the league splits to stay up and put out some really good performances.
Now, of course, Gala, that's that done. We now move on to next Saturday. They don't come any harder. You play Melrose at the Greenyards.
No, we love these kind of games. That's what the Borders is all about. You wouldn't play rugby. I mean, Hawick Gala, it was massive. We talked it up Tuesday night, Thursday night, and everybody was looking forward to this game. We're looking forward to the Melrose game. I mean, Melrose have been winning the game, so they've not been playing that well, but they've been getting the results. I mean, there's nothing to stop us. We've got nothing to lose now. We've got to go out there and give Melrose a really good game, and as I say, we'll just need to have a good week's training and stuff. We might be training an extra night this week just to fine tune a few things in that. But I mean, like Melrose Hawick, I'm not sure what they're up, but I mean, the games they're awesome to play in, and the outcome can never be told until after the 8 minutes.
Is it frustrating at this point of the season? I know you've got a wee bit of a guilty pleasure Tuesday night. Obviously, you've got the captain the South, a great honour against the Barbarians. Is that just a wee kind of side issue for you? You're concentrating obviously against the league stuff.
You take every game as it comes. I mean, that was Hawick Gala. That's out of the way. I never thought about anything else until now I'll start thinking about the South game, obviously, but in the build up to this game, I've not thought about the South game. You've got to take one game at a time, and obviously my next game's for the South. I'm looking to put out a good performance there, as I'm sure we all are. So yeah, against the South, and that'll be a really good challenge, and hopefully the boys that's in the squad, we can maybe learn from that and bring it back to our club rugby, and maybe put a few different points across, maybe try and get some lineouts that John Dale's put into the South for next Saturday.
I was going to say to you, Bruce, a few Melrose boys playing, you might kind of soften them up a bit on Tuesday night.
Yeah, well, John Dale's kind of got quite a lot of calls and that, so we'll maybe sweet talk a few of the less wise, streetwise boys and get some calls out of them.
Finally, then, how can you stop this? I mean, a lot of people talking in a rut at the moment. How can you turn this around?
It's a good question. If I knew that, I would be doing it. Hard work, simple as that. I mean, we've got a good lot of numbers going to the gym and stuff like that. I mean, nobody at this club wants to be in the position we're in, and it is a whole. But it just shows good character. What it brings out the real good players when they fight for every minute, every game, and that, and week in, week out. That's all you can do. You can't think about the next game or the next. You just got to take it week by week, and that's what we've got to do. We've just got to start rebuilding. We've got Neil Rennick back there. Obviously, he'll add a bit of oomph in that, and boys are coming back from injury, so it's a hard place to be. But as I say, we're all willing to. It's the boys out there that's got us in this position, so obviously we're willing to get us back out of it and get us make sure we stay in the top league for next season. That's the main thing. And
of course, Bruce, as well, you're seeing a lot of possession, and that, I think that's the more frustrating thing from the fans' point of view. You're seeing a lot of the ball. It's just that final third, as you talked about, just turning that, getting that right, and it's fine.
Touching that before. I mean, that's at this level, we're building phases. We're getting up to real good 9-10 phases, which is where we want to be, and then it's that final pass, it's that final decision. That's just, I mean, that just comes from experience. We've got a few young boys out there that the decision making it's pretty massive in these kind of games, and we just need to be a bit more streetwise, as I say, and notice kind of mismatches and whatnot. So, but it'll come every game. Boys are learning, and we're taking the positives out of each game. So we'll just need to look forward to next week against Melrose and try and get a win there.
Well, chin up, Bruce, and let's hope you can get the boys back up and running next Saturday. But before that, we'll see you Tuesday down here for the South against the Barbarians.
Look forward to it.
Good on you. Thanks so much. That's Bruce McNeil, the Hawick captain. Obviously a disappointed man this afternoon, but certainly Gala very, very dogged in their performance. 3 penalties from Lee Miller, a try from Alan Eamond. The difference between the sides, Hawick remain rooted to the bottom of Premier 1, while Gala up there hanging on to the coattails of Mel.